It was just flashbacks from the seasons. They kept just showing, remember this from season 2, remember this from season 1, remember this person died, and now 20 years later, I'm like, I do remember that. So, but I can tell you back in 2000, whatever it was, 12, 13, 12,
I think
no,
10.
10. It was earlier, 10. Yeah, in 2010, I was a little like, I mean, I did like the whole new universe, so I guess we'll talk about it. I didn't know what was going on, but I love seeing them dudes as cops and just this alternate take. I like that a lot. But then when it came to the end and it was just like mooey gooey BS, I was kind of like, bro, so you're not gonna tell us anything about what's going on this island. We don't know where these dudes came from, how they got there, what's the secret powers. You're not gonna tell us it's heaven or hell. You're not gonna tell us anything. It's just okay. Everybody's dead. All right, cool, 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 cool. So anyway, I was assumed she leaned that way with the final episode, but I don't know. I don't know. Things I didn't want to say before, and of course, I didn't know Lost was going in this direction. I am a time travel person. There's only two things I really care about: time travel and parallel alternate universes. That's all I care about. That's all I read. That's all I watch. That's
You
all I
did
listen
hint
to.
at that.
And I didn't want to spoil it because
Right.
it wasn't a time travel show. Now you Google it, says Lost, a time travel show. And it's like, hold up, bro. It's not that for
It was
5
just
seasons.
one season. It was just
Because
one season.
But that's what it says now. It's like a show about time travel.
But when we recorded after season 4, you hinted at it, and obviously Agnes couldn't catch it, but I
Good.
knew where you were going
Good.
with it.
Good. No, I do remember that. I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
so
want to spoil it, but yeah.
It's over
Go
my
ahead.
head.
so right, but
Oh, good.
if Agnes,
Good.
if you go back and you listen, you'll catch his references.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that episode of
You
ours.
should.
I'm gonna go back and listen. Watch, I was like, oh wait, they get to go back and they're part of the Dharma Initiative, and the others kill the others, and then they're the others, and it's all the others, and then we get to the temple. I forgot about all this stuff.
The temple, yeah.
I love it. They just keep. How big is this island, by the way? I keep thinking, how do they not know the entire island by now? They always, this is a new thing. Like, you saw the pyramid, right? Like, the pyramid. I was like, how did you miss a pyramid? Like, what are you talking about? You saw the giant statue on the beach. Giant statue. How'd you miss it? But I love it. They just keep, every season there's like a whole new part of something that they, the river with the light river. What? So, but that was fun. I loved it so much to see them. So anybody that's an antagonist to them is like the bad guy. So to me, she was like evil, but also like one of the biggest. She's like one of the final bosses, I thought. So I always thought she was that she was again like a god of the show, and then they just kind of like, she won't be, or she's not that important or something. It just, I would assume that she would have had some big role in the final season, looking at it in previous seasons, like in 4 and 5 or whatever it was.
I would have loved to have an episode about her.
Yeah, I think that was kind of obvious, and you kind of thought it was coming, and they just, I don't know if they disagreed or if it's on the cutting room floor because they kind of set her up. Like, I thought she was like number 2 most powerful after Jacob or something, and then we just never got it, and it kind of fizzled, and I don't know. She's so confident, seemed to have so much more knowledge than everybody.
Yeah, because you have those scenes with her and Desmond, and she's kind of breaking that wall. She's blurring the lines between the reality, and then it's like, well, this is not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to do this.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. I don't remember now, but I know on every episode you said something that would happen or whatever, and it was kind of like, that's interesting. And I think the last episode that I was on, you said a lot of, I mean, the last couple of episodes, you said like very specific things, like, what if something like this happened? And I'm like, I don't know. Why would that happen?
Right.
That's a terrible idea, Agnes.
I used to wait 6 seasons of Lisa gaslighting me and making me feel like I was insane. And I'm like, but check notes. I said that, Lisa.
Check notes, she was right.
What if they're like in purgatory and Hurley ends up running the island? What do you think? I think it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. If I have to say that, it's just like I can't tell the difference when I listen to the show, when I watch the Lost.
Yeah, no,
like,
absolutely.
same voice.
I think yours is
This should
yours is much
remind
better.
everyone.
I think yours is better.
Maybe they'll cast me in the prequel, put a beard on me.
There you go.
You look just like him. Can you tell our give our listeners a take? Like, I don't think, in that case, few people didn't listen to our episodes.
That's hilarious. I don't remember it now. I wish I still remember it because he's like, oh man, I think I got a lot of something like, the boy. When I have to take the boy. I really want you like, this is a huge island. This is not Gilligan's Island. This is different. And then the second season and third season, they backed off that a little bit. But the third season is like, okay, what if we save money by putting them in a cage for 6 episodes? If we do that, they'll talk a lot. They'll eat some fish biscuits. That'll be an ongoing joke, So I was like, I'm good on that season. That was not for me too much. That was kind of grueling to get through, and then it paid off at the end of that season in season 4. Yes, yeah, no, he should have been there for so many reasons. He was like such a big part of this show for like 2 seasons or whatever. He was like a huge part of the show. But and then we keep going back to the heroin, the whatever, the little Catholic statue things or whatever. But because I vaguely remember this stuff now, it was him that wanted to build the church, right? Which meant so much.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there is some allusion to that they meet in this church and they talk about you all built this church. So to me, it was always the completion of the church that he was building. So even though they don't talk about it, it's like
It is kinda
this is
beautiful.
Echo's house. And it's for all of you. And so from the very beginning, he doesn't know he's building this house for them to meet in or whatever. And
I
yeah,
love that.
that's I could barely get
never-
through it.
Oh my God.
I never thought about it.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's a
knew there was
beautiful way to
I
think about
love
it.
One of the things that hit me the most from the entire series, which isn't really related, but it's in these same episodes, or in this season or whatever, kind of. So is just having Sawyer's voice in my head going, Juliet. That just plays. Oh, it lives rent free, and that is just like the echoing tone of this season. Because like to see them get together and have this good relationship, and Sawyer was the bad guy, and he was with Kate, and then like Jack's with Kate, and Jack's with Juliet, but then all of a sudden they have this like amazing, like ship that we all want, and this new life, and everything's perfect, and just to see all these people kind of figured out in this world. And here comes Jack to fuck everything up. And just like person after person going, oh, they found us. Jesus. Everything was so good. Weird nerd dude. Physicist.
Faraday.
There you go.
Faraday.
That's what he kept saying. That's why I like time travel. I was like, it already happened. There's nothing you're going to do that's going to
Couldn't do about it.
because it is done. There is no changing things.
It's kind of, I think when we record that episode, I think it's like very Oedipus Rex. Like,
Oh, right. You got it.
when you know your future, you trying to avoid it, you actually make steps
cause
to
it.
you cause it.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah.
Nothing you can do. It is what it is. Okay, we will be pushing buttons for the rest of our lives. I copy that. Okay.
And they did say
Especially
that a lot. They were like, wait, no, the station's still here. This is still blown up. It was still built. We did nothing.
We did that. Right. That's right. That's right.
Right. So especially Faraday running around saying, we can't change it. We can't change it. I have an idea. Let's change something.
Let's change it. I know that. I know. And really, what's kind of interesting, I think we're all Team Jacob because Jacob is calling everybody to the island, and these are the people that they're our perspective people. So we Jack, Kate, Sawyer, John, whatever. So we're kind of Team Jacob. But actually, Jacob could be an evil asshole, right? Like, and we don't really know like what Jacob's deal is and why he, So I would just love to see that whole situation play out. It's very much protagonist, antagonist, this kind of dichotomy, whatever. And I would love to have an episode of just their battle. And they all did. That's kind of the purpose of the show. It's the kind of stuff I would like to write. This is right down my alley. And they definitely did it. And I think this easy answer is still Sawyer. I think it's easy. Like
I concur.
Answer. Sawyer's like a real man. He's like a real good man, like who you want to be at the end of the show. And in the beginning, he's like a real scumbag. Like, legit scumbag. Like even, like sometimes it's like bad guys where they have a chance to do a good thing and they kind of do it. He did not. Like it was like you could see him like, oh, let me just not scam this one. Nah.
So which side would you take?
I put a lot of thought into it.
Oh.
Oh, okay, because in his head this happened.
It's tough. Lisa sort of brought me into the fold.
That is true. That is fair.
Agnes has much darker skin. That's how I rank everything in life. Like, oh well, her skin look almost like mine. That's it.
That's the realest answer I've ever heard on this show. I'm not mad at it.
Well, you know how these days white people are so discriminated against. I mean, look at this. Look at this right here on my own podcast.
It is true. So I make every decision. I bring my own paper bags, reverse paper bag test.
Honestly, these days I don't blame you.
You said the reverse paper bag test. I can't.
You're out. You're out.
I'm going to reference this for the rest of my life. I just want you to know that. This will be
just make that up. I'm going to reference.
I mean, I can't even pretend like I'm upset because if I had to choose, I might make a decision based that way also.
There you go.
Lisa's picking Agnes too. No?
I might pick Germar. He's darker.
Okay, there you go.
Agnes is my good friend. Germar is slightly darker.
Just those white people.
Oh yeah, I know. I see that. I hit the like button and stuff, and
nice.
I watch the clips. I subscribed on YouTube. It always comes on YouTube. I'm the one that likes everything.
You're that one person. Oh my God, thanks.
Every time I watch the Spotlight or other people, for the most part, they're always very serious, which also in part makes me feel like a child, but I'm fine. That's just me. And then also, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a different show. It's usually a woman. I don't know if I've seen any other guys. It's usually a woman. She's always like, and then I got my third doctorate, and that was in Paris. And then I is it the same show that I'm on when we're drinking and cursing and stuff? So it's always
okay. To be fair, okay, so we do have. Like some of our guests have been like grown-ups, and me and Lisa like, wait, we're not grown up enough for this. And for every person